Hey everyone! Today we're exploring a profound concept from Daniel Kahneman, the renowned psychologist and economist. His idea challenges how we perceive importance in our daily lives. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by a single thought or decision, this video is for you. Let's get started. Understanding the concept. First, let's understand what Kahneman means by nothing in life is as important as you think it is while you are thinking about it. This statement is rooted in the idea of the focusing illusion. But what exactly is the focusing illusion? The focusing illusion is a cognitive bias where we place too much importance on our current thoughts and concerns, leading us to believe that what we're thinking about is more significant than it actually is. This can happen with both positive and negative thoughts. For example, imagine you just sent an email with a small typo. In that moment, it might feel like a huge mistake. Your mind fixates on it, making you think it could damage your reputation or upset the recipient. But in reality, it's likely not a big deal, and most people won't even notice it. This concept doesn't just apply to small worries. It also affects how we perceive major life events. Let's say you just got a job offer or are planning a big move. While you're thinking about it, it can feel like the most crucial decision of your life. But once it's over and you've settled in, you realize it was just one step in your journey. Kahneman's research shows that our minds are designed to focus on immediate concerns, often at the expense of broader perspective. This can lead to unnecessary stress and can cloud our judgment, making us believe that a single thought or decision is more important than it really is. When we understand this focusing illusion, we can start to see our thoughts and concerns in a more balanced way. We realize that our minds are prone to exaggerate the importance of what's currently in focus. This understanding can help us reduce anxiety and make more thoughtful decisions. In essence, Kahneman is reminding us to take a step back and see the bigger picture. By doing so, we can live more balanced lives, free from the undue stress caused by our overactive minds. Remember, nothing is as important as you think it is while you are thinking about it. The focusing illusion. Now that we've introduced the concept, let's dive deeper into the focusing illusion itself. The focusing illusion is a cognitive bias that causes us to place disproportionate importance on whatever we're currently thinking about. This can lead to distorted perceptions and affect our emotions and decisions. Imagine your mind is a stage, and your thoughts are actors. The focusing illusion works like a spotlight, highlighting one actor at a time and making them seem more important than the others. This spotlight effect can trick us into believing that the current thought is the most critical thing in our lives, even if it's not. Take the example of receiving a job offer. At that moment, you might think this decision will determine your entire future. Your mind focuses intensely on the job offer, making it seem like the most important decision you'll ever make. However, if you look at your life as a whole, you'll realize that it's just one of many important events. Kahneman's research highlights that our minds are naturally inclined to exaggerate the significance of what's currently in focus. This is partly due to our evolutionary background, where focusing on immediate threats or opportunities was crucial for survival. While this trait was beneficial for our ancestors, in modern life, it often leads to undue stress and poor decision-making. The focusing illusion can make us obsess over minor issues, like a single mistake at work, or overly fixate on positive events, like a major purchase, which we believe will drastically improve our happiness. Kahneman's studies reveal that people often overestimate the long-term impact of both positive and negative events. For instance, you might think a promotion will make you significantly happier in the long run, but research shows that our happiness levels tend to return to a baseline after the initial excitement fades. Understanding the focusing illusion can help us manage our expectations and emotions more effectively. It allows us to recognize when we're placing too much importance on a single thought or event, and encourages us to step back and see the bigger picture. By acknowledging the focusing illusion, we can start to see our thoughts and concerns more objectively. This can help reduce stress, improve our decision-making, and lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Psychological mechanisms at play. Now, let's explore the psychological mechanisms behind the focusing illusion. Understanding these mechanisms can help us recognize when we're falling into this cognitive trap and take steps to counteract it. The focusing illusion is driven by several key areas of the brain. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making, planning, and rational thought, plays a significant role. When we focus intensely on something, this part of the brain becomes highly active. Simultaneously, the amygdala, which is involved in processing emotions, particularly fear and pleasure, also comes into play. The amygdala can amplify our emotional response to the current focus, making the thought or concern seem even more significant. This interaction between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala creates a feedback loop. As we focus on a thought, the emotional response from the amygdala intensifies, which in turn keeps our prefrontal cortex engaged with that thought. This feedback loop can lead to rumination, where we obsessively think about something, often magnifying its importance and potential impact on our lives. This is why a small mistake or an upcoming event can dominate our thoughts and cause significant stress. Kahneman's research also points to another psychological mechanism at play, the availability heuristic. This is a mental shortcut where we rely on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a situation or decision. When we're focused on something, it becomes readily available in our memory, making it seem more important than other considerations. The availability heuristic can distort our perception of reality, as we give more weight to recent or easily recalled information. This can lead to biased decision-making and an overestimation of the significance of current thoughts. Another mechanism at play is the concept of cognitive ease. Our brains prefer to focus on information that is easy to process. When we're thinking about something intensely, it becomes familiar and easier to process, which can make it feel more significant. This ease of processing reinforces the focusing illusion, as our minds are drawn to what's familiar and readily available, further amplifying the importance of the current thought. So, how do we counter these psychological mechanisms? Here are a few strategies. 1. Mindfulness and meditation. These practices help train your mind to observe thoughts without getting caught up in them. This can reduce the intensity of the focusing illusion. 2. Cognitive behavioral techniques. Challenge your thoughts by asking questions like, is this really as important as it seems? And what evidence do I have for and against this thought? 3. Diversifying focus. Engage in activities that shift your focus away from the current concern. This can help break the feedback loop between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala. 4. Perspective taking. Regularly remind yourself of the bigger picture. Think about other important aspects of your life and how they contribute to your overall well-being. By understanding and applying these strategies, we can reduce the impact of the focusing illusion and lead more balanced, less stressful lives. Practical applications. Now that we understand the focusing illusion and the psychological mechanisms behind it, let's talk about how we can apply this knowledge to our daily lives. Here are 3 practical tips to help you manage your thoughts and reduce unnecessary stress. Tip 1. Mindfulness. First, let's talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and observing your thoughts without judgment. This practice helps you gain perspective and reduces the intensity of your focus on any single thought. Start with simple mindfulness exercises, like focusing on your breath for a few minutes each day. When you notice your mind wandering to a specific thought, gently bring it back to your breath. This practice trains your brain to step back from immediate concerns and view them more objectively. Regular mindfulness practice can help break the feedback loop between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, reducing the emotional intensity of your thoughts. Tip 2. Perspective taking. Next, let's discuss perspective taking. This involves reminding yourself of the bigger picture and putting your current thoughts and concerns into context. Ask yourself questions like, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? By visualizing your life as a series of events, you'll see that no single thought or event is as overwhelmingly important as it might seem in the moment. This helps reduce the focusing illusion and provides a more balanced view of your life. Journaling can be a great tool for perspective taking. Write down your thoughts and concerns, then review them later to see how they've changed over time. This practice helps you recognize patterns and understand that most worries are temporary. Tip 3. Balanced decision-making. Finally, let's look at balanced decision-making. When you're faced with a decision, especially one that feels overwhelming, take a step back and consider all aspects of the situation. Avoid making decisions when you're overly focused on one element. Take breaks to clear your mind. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that divert your focus. This helps reduce the intensity of your immediate concerns and provides a fresh perspective when you return to the decision. Talking to others can also help. They can provide insights and viewpoints that you might not have considered. This can broaden your perspective and lead to more informed, balanced decisions. In summary, by practicing mindfulness, taking a broader perspective, and making balanced decisions, you can counteract the focusing illusion and lead a more fulfilling life. Remember, nothing is as important as you think it is while you are thinking about it. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Life Ladder for more insights into living your best life. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.